Hello YouTube, I literally have the most anticipated video that has ever been made in Palworld. You see, everybody loves Chillet, and I went ahead and bred the perfect Chillet, spending dozen hours of my life so you don't have to. I scoured YouTube, but I could not find any videos of anybody breeding the perfect Chillet. But that's not the only thing we're going to be covering in this video. I'm also going to be showing you guys the perfect Frost Stallion that I got, how you might be able to get one of those on your own, and also covering some of the brand new content that was just released in the latest update in Palworld. But let's dive right into it to not waste any time. So whenever you're going to be breeding a perfect pal, the biggest thing is you just have to suck it up and get ready to grind. That's what it comes down to. It's just going to be you sitting at your farming base or your breeding base. If you don't have a breeding base, you better go make one, because if you're trying to integrate your breeding base and your mining base, it's not going to work. But let's assume you have a breeding base. You're still going to be sitting there for a long time. Setting eggs, laying down cake. You need to have some decent cake production, right? And freeing up space in your pal deck. And that's just what it comes down to. The biggest thing I can recommend to kind of speed this process up is never include a trait that you don't want. So if, let's say you have a pal that has like muscle head and ferocious, but it also has cheery, right? Versus a pal that just has ferocious. Like, you gotta breed out the traits that you don't want. Otherwise, you're just gonna be stuck trying to get them out of there. So just never include them in the breeding pen. That's the biggest thing I can kind of recommend to speed up the process. But at the end of the day, just statistically, you're gonna need to breed probably over 128. Now, the nice thing about that is at least you'll be able to condense it into a 4-star pal whenever you're done breeding. But the saddest thing happened here. I bred over 130 Chillets and missed the moment that I captured it, and my heart sunk. But as soon as I captured a Chillet, I brought it up here and I started recording. This is about 10 seconds after I got my first Chillet, and I have about 8,000 in my inventory. So all I'm doing right here is just checking to see if I have enough. And I know I'd condensed a couple of the guys into like a 2-star system, but I see like that bottom icon in there. They improved this so much, by the way. Now you can like carry over, and like the ones that have multiple stars get added towards the count. And it also like fluidly or smoothly rolls over into the higher star. So the experience overall for condensing these pals is so much better than it used to be, which is great. Anything that can help with like inventory management, I think this game nailed, because inventory management takes away from the game. It really does. It's not gameplay. But yeah, it turns out I did have enough. So let's go ahead and do it and kind of see what the stats come out to here. Just reading these super carefully because I freaking, all right, spent so many hours on it. So it looks like I have a level 1 Chillet with Ice Emperor, Musclehead, and Legend and Ferocious. The level 1 stats are coming out to 215. Checking in on the cats. This is a future project. I'm trying to get a cat farm going, but I need over 1,250 cats to be able to make that work. Now we're going to head over here. We're going to start condensing and just seeing how many pal souls I have left. Obviously, I maxed out damage first. That's the best thing you can do, because everybody just cares about that attack stat. Let's be real. You know, max health and defense, these are like additive. So if I can, you know, get them both up to 15, it does the same thing. It's like 30% attack, right? So I don't really care about getting these super high. I'm not really worried about the health. I just want to be able to max out that attack stat and show you guys the God Emperor Chillet that he is. So yeah, we're at level 17. We have 533 attack, 307 on defense, as well as Ice Emperor, Legend, Musclehead, and Ferocious. So everything's looking good. This guy's bred from alphas, right? He's condensed. He's been pal sold up, and all that's left to do is just head over to some late game areas. You know, test him out, give him a little ride. You know, you can't kind of have this guy. So we're gonna head to these late game dungeons. We're gonna try to farm some brand new like content, right? We're gonna try to get those experience manuals. So it's really only valuable to get the extra large ones, at least in my stage of the game. So I'm going to be going over the farm route, which I covered in a previous video, to try and get some of these like extra large experience manuals. And I ended up finding one just in the chest in the area. So let's see, I have a medium one, I have an extra large one. Let's take a look and hand them to the Chillet. The one thing I like about this is that now there is a way to farm experience. Nice, 3 more levels. It used to be that the late game was really rough. So, you know, the experience grind in the late game was pretty much unbearable. So having a way to be able to farm experience is actually really nice. So don't get me wrong, they're adding a lot of good things to the game, right? The art style, everything's nice and cohesive now, right? They made the icons kind of fit in better with the more hyper realistic style that they have in the environment. And also, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that they added like subtle like surface imperfections to the texture of the pals, right? To kind of make these pals be a little bit higher detail. They still hold their like cartoonish character, but they kind of fit a little bit better into like the surrounding area. And for me, that's most noticeable on like Shadowbeak. But I don't know if that actually happened. Maybe I'm just like tricking myself, but I'm pretty sure like they updated the art style of the game pretty significantly to make it more cohesive. So heading over here, I'm walloping this guy. I'm leveling up my Chillet, level 42, taking out some pal executioners, and I'm feeling really good about how this Chillet's coming out. Checking the stats, right? Level 42 are all the way up nearly 1,000 attack damage, right? And I even fed him some pretty powerful abilities like Blizzard Spike to try to, like, really, I'm making the most powerful Chillet this universe has ever seen. I'm actually doing it, right? I'm taking everything that you can do to a Chillet. I'm putting a Foxicle in my inventory. This guy is like high level, and I go to attack this Black Marketeer expecting to absolutely delete this guy, and this Chillet sucks. Oh my god. Guys, I don't even know what I did wrong. He's perfect. He's bred from alphas. He has everything, but he cannot like the damage. It's just not there. And I know that like different pals have different like attack stats that are like inherent to the pal. So like Frostallion, for example, has a higher attack stat than Chillet, right? So even though, you know, even though they might have like a similar attack damage, maybe the damage they do is different. So here's my Frostallion, by the way. It has Swift. Everything else is perfect. And this guy is only level 44, so he's like 2 levels above. And his damage is already at like 13,000, right? And, oh my god, this freaking, I mean, the Frostallion just straight up deleted the guy, right? He's gone. It took 2 hits. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on. It turns out that you really don't have to be that afraid of the most powerful Chillet ever made. It's perfect. I did everything I could. If you guys know anything that I could have done better to make this Chillet more powerful, please let me know in the comments. I want to know what's going on here because they both have perfect stats, right? So it, you know, maybe there's an inherent difference into like the attack powers of certain pals. Because, you know, obviously I'd love to be able to breed a Chillet. That's like everybody's favorite pal, but he just doesn't seem to hold up in the late game like at all. Anyway, going on to some of the new content, they added these slabs. You get these slabs by doing dungeons. You take 4 of those slabs, you put them into a production line, and you're able to make a full slab. And it tells you, all of your pals might die and your base might be destroyed. So I'm like, okay, let's not do this at my mining base, which is my most critical one. Over here at the food base, I have some mid-level pals. This base gets a lot of raids. So I'm thinking, okay, everybody's a higher level. This base is less critical. Let's go ahead and check it out over here. So, you know, just to kind of, I wanted these glasses, right? Because if you kill this guy, you can get these glasses that allow you to see the passives on like wild pals, which is, you know, that's a pretty sick ability. But, oh my god, was I woefully unprepared for the absolute demon that I released onto my base. Like, Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck.
You can hear the cries of despair. It is rough. Yeah, I was not ready for that. I was absolutely not ready for that. He destroyed my entire base, which I made a video on. Like, it's a good base. It's gone. And it also killed every single one of my pals. Other than like the level 50s that I have in my inventory. The biggest problem that I ran into is that whenever I'm trying to fight this guy, I am getting over encumbered because whenever I have to land my Shadowbeak, I have to touch ground. And whenever I touch the ground, I pick up 8,000 minerals or whatever the frick, you know? So I managed to get back into the air. I'm shelling this guy with RPGs. I'm using Divine Disaster. I'm using the most powerful abilities and weapons that I have. It turns out this guy is IED resistant and also resistant to genetically modified pals and also resistant to 30 other pals and structures. So yeah, I wasn't really ready for that. And my last hope here, my last dying wish is that I'm going to bring out the God Chillet and he is going to magically clutch up for us. And just bring home the goods. He did 12 damage. I'm not sure if you saw that. It was a solid 12. It was a strong 12. Anyway, I bred the perfect Chillet so you don't have to. Have a good day.